Greetings, this is Father Michael with our word of the week. This week's word is Trinity. That deep belief that we have that God is not just one, but also three. Now you have to understand that for Christians, this is unique. It's not held by any other world religion, that God is not simply one. And when I say not simply one, the great revelation to the Jewish people, to our own brothers and sisters in that covenant, is that there was only one God. It's the first commandment. God alone is one, and there's no other God. And this idea of monotheism took several thousand years to really take heart and shape into the mind and culture of the Jewish people. We go through the Old Testament and see how again and again they fall into idolatry, into worshiping of false gods. And so God's revelation to us that he is one is core to everything we believe. And yet with Jesus, something deeper is added. The notion that God is not only one, as powerful and beautiful as that revelation is, but within the unicity of what God is, there is a plurality of who God is. And how to put this. The great Fulton Sheen often said when examining the life of Jesus and the character of who he was, he said when it comes to Jesus, there is one who and two whats. That is, Jesus has two natures. A divine nature, which enables him to work miracles, to walk on water, to heal. And he also has a human nature, which allows him to experience the fullness of human reality, including to suffer and to die. But both of those natures, both of those whats, if you will, are coalesced and integrated into one person, the divine person. In understanding the Trinity, you kind of turn that right around. You say there is one essence of God, one what, if you will, omnipotent, divine in every way, present in every place and time, above all and the foundation for all being and reality. And yet, this one God is revealed to us as a plurality of whos in relation to one another. To put more simply, we say that God is not simply a solitary force somewhere out in nature, but that is the reason why there's nature at all. And there is a relationship between Father, Son, and Spirit. Now, sometimes when we dive into the particularities of the Trinity, there'll be perhaps critique in a time and a place where there's war abroad, there's violence in our schools, there's a kind of deep distrust of government. Our culture seems to be pulling apart at the seams. Why do we care, or how is the doctrine of the Trinity relevant? Well, there's nothing, I would argue, more relevant to know that in the inner life of God is a communion of love. Love alone has the power to create. Love alone has the power to transform. God is not just loving. It's not just one attribute or quality of God amongst others, but that God's very heart is love, a community of persons reciprocally and loving each other in such a way that that goodness, that love, if you will, by choice spills out into all of creation. It means for us, made in the image and likeness of God, the most relevant thing we could possibly ponder or meditate is what's our purpose? Who are we? We are made for love. We are made to receive love, and we are made to share love. And that's what we celebrate in the Feast of the Trinity. Amongst the darkness, despair, and challenges of our world, our community, our lives, there is no more powerful or relevant response than the response of love. May we who celebrate the Feast of the Trinity truly open our hearts to receive that love of Father, Son, and Spirit, and be willing to share that love with all whom we meet. Amen. Amen.